I'm actually giving a different talk than I gave yesterday. I wanted to come into Lizzo, but my roommate discouraged that. So you guys should be thankful that she's laughing at me now. So you all should be thankful that that didn't happen. But I'm a therapist, and I see a lot of kids and teenagers, which is the absolute joy of my life. I never know what to expect from day to day, and I never know what kind of comments, obviously if I have a zit on my face, that gets pointed out. My tattoos are often topics of conversation. But I think that you young people a lot of times say things that us adults have a little bit more of a filter to not say, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing either. I think sometimes it's really beneficial and awesome just to be real truth tellers. But I just wanted to share today a couple of different things that I've learned in my own experience and also in the experience of working with kids and teenagers. So I was just going to make 3 quick points. The first one is to plan for your future. And I stole these from our office, so I'm sorry, Sandy, I will return them. So this is where you are. Say this is, you're a junior in high school, for example, okay? This is where you want to go. Say that's, you want to be a teacher, okay? So you're here. It can be really overwhelming to look at that and say, how do I get there? That's why it's important to break it down into steps. And a lot of times there would be more steps than this, but I didn't want to carry more of these tiles. So I'm a junior in high school. What do I need to do next in order to be a teacher? I need to get good grades. Then I need to pass the ACT or the SAT. Then I need to get into the school I want, and so forth and so on. A lot of times when we break it down and we're able just to focus on the next right thing, rather than become overwhelmed at the whole picture, that helps a lot. Good old Olaf talks about that in Frozen 2. I was saying that before Olaf, I have to say. But it's a really good song even to listen to. It's called The Next Right Thing on Frozen 2. And it just talks about how to take the next right thing and not get overwhelmed by the whole picture, but just do the next right thing, and all of a sudden, the steps will come into place. The second point I wanted to make was, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. That's a really hard one, and I'm going to break it down a little bit. All of us have gone through stuff. It might be stuff with our parents, it might be bullying, it might be mental health issues. None of that is our fault. However, once we get to a certain age, especially kind of as you get into your, preteen, teen years, it's your responsibility to deal with them to be the healthiest version of yourself. For example, if you have a stomach bug, that's not your fault, right? Unless you ate like bad cheese or something. But it is your responsibility to deal with it so that you get better, right? You rest, you take, Pepto-Bismol, whatever, in order to feel better. We have to do the same thing with the stuff we've been through. We have to take the steps in order to feel better. It might be reaching out to a therapist. It might be reaching out to a pastor. Those mental health liaisons at the schools are my heroes. They are some of the mental health liaisons at the schools are some of my favorite people in the world. They are there all day, every day to help and support you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to them. My third point is this: be yourself, okay? Sometimes it's easier to hear that from an adult because, we've kind of come into our own. But as you're walking through your high school years, it's so easy to get caught in middle school and high school years. It's easy, I think, to get caught up in what's going on around you. But again, talking about the future, I think it's beneficial to think about, hey, who do I want to be in the future? Maybe you're a really good artist. Don't let your art be diminished when you see everybody around you doing something else, because you don't know about in the future if that art is going to be the thing that brings you the most joy and that brings you financial security and that, that gives you the life you want. It's so easy, I think, in middle school and high school to be caught up in that little world that you're in. but to remember that the world is so much bigger and to be yourself so that you can find your full and true calling in that world. I'm going to give you an example. And the thing is that when you're not yourself, everybody notices. I have 2 dogs and 3 cats, okay? And I love them all very much, but cats and dogs are very different, okay? I have like a 1.5-year-old big black and white cat named Moxie. And here's the thing. If I put Moxie on a leash, does anybody think that Moxie would be very happy with me? No, right? Okay. And my roommate again is shaking her head. She's picturing Moxie on a leash. If I asked Moxie to go and take a walk or chase a ball, again, what would she do? She'd be like, you know how cats are too. Get the major RBF. But she'd give me this major look, right? However, if I asked Moxie to snuggle with me, she'd be very game. If I pet her, she'd be very game. If I played the little wavy toy, she'd be all in, right? And the same with dogs. You know, if I tried to get my 50-pound border collie mix to go in a litter box, that would be real weird, right? It would just not go very well. We all have a purpose, and we're going to find the most joy in finding our purpose and walking in that, no matter what the world around looks like. I love young adults and teenagers. I cannot tell you how much you all light up my world and make the world around me such a brighter and better place. So please stay, do your work, help work on what you want to do and how to heal yourself so that the world sees all the magic and the wonder of who you are. You are so, so stinking loved. Thank you all.